Bradway and the campaign that is trying to raise $6.1 million. It ends December 6th, so make sure you get your donations in. If you don't know how to make a donation, it's pretty simple. If you go to uwstark.org.
The need in our community is real. Donate today at uwstark.org/give and help us have a stronger community.
The following program is sponsored by the Medicine Center Pharmacies.
Good morning and welcome to Health Matters with the Medicine Center Pharmacy. I'm your pharmacist, Paul White. We're very glad you joined us this morning. Before we begin, I'd like to thank our sponsors, Mercy Medical Center, Studio Arts and Glass, and of course, the technical producer with us is J.D. DeAngelis. And this morning in the studio with me is Brad White, a compounding pharmacist and the manager of our new Philadelphia store, and our very special guest from New Jersey, Chris Jurist, owner, vice president at Imbue. How do I say that? Imbue. Okay. Botanicals. Today we're discussing CBD oil, which is a very hot topic these days. Good morning, Chris, and welcome to the show.
Thank you very much, Paul. Happy to be here.
All right, as you drive around town, you're probably going to see signs for advertising for CBD oil everywhere, from gas stations to video stores. How are you supposed to know if CBD oil is right for you? How are you supposed to know and separate the low-quality brands from the reputable? Well, your Medicine Center pharmacist is the most accessible healthcare professional to answer your questions. And today we're excited to have Chris here with us to talk about this and learn more about CBD oil and where it fits in the space. If you'd like to subscribe to our podcast, you can listen to our Health Matters. You can listen to Health Matters with the Medicine Center Pharmacy, and you can search in your app store for that program. We're also going to take some phone calls today, so if you have questions about CBD, we'll fit you in where we can. You can reach the radio station at 330-450-1480.
So, Chris, tell us a little bit about yourself and your background.
Sure. Thank you. So, for the better half of 19 years, I've primarily spent my career doing print sales, marketing, advertising. Was in the technology space for some time. Owned my own medical device sales company where we did educational tools for different pharmaceutical companies, for doctors' offices. And that kind of led me down the path of, getting into the space where I am now. So for the last 4 years, I've now been in the CBD industry, the CBD space, where we've owned and operated Imbue Botanicals, and we've created a wonderful product line and a excellent educational program around our product line for our independent and compounding pharmacies that we primarily work with.
Okay. So what's your role at Imbue?
Currently, I wear many hats, I would say, at the end of the day. We do have a tight-knit team, which is great, but we do all bear a lot of responsibilities. But I am, for all intents and purposes, the vice president of the company, one of the managing partners and owners of the company. So I primarily focus my energies on our sales program and, our outreach to our different distribution partners and other parts of the company with, regards to educational and seminars and things like that around the country.
So it seems to me that the CBD oil has kind of come out of the woodwork all of a sudden, and it's just huge. So where did this come from?
Yeah, it is the shiny new toy in the room for sure. I think when you start to look at the cannabis space as a whole, it really started with the progression of medical marijuana, and it led into the pathway of where CBD kind of birthed from, where that, they started to do more and more research on the cannabinoid profiles that were sitting within the cannabis plants, and then understanding a bit more about what these profiles can do for your health, and then, trying to also create an opportunity for the people that wanted to get those benefits from these cannabinoid profiles without having the psychoactive effects. And then there's just been more and more that's developed off of it. There's more and more studies that are coming from it, clinical studies and case studies that are starting to really shed light on the capabilities of this plant's profiles.
So what's the difference between industrial hemp and marijuana, or just hemp and marijuana, I guess.
Yeah, and they come from the same family. It's the the cannabis sativa family is what we're really talking about. There is more and more discussions of indica strains coming into play as well because of sativa is really the upper strain of the two, and indica is more of the relaxed strains. But when you take a look at cannabis marijuana, then cannabis hemp, they're cousins of each other. At the end of the day, they're polar opposites as well. So the marijuana plant is very high in one major profile, which is the THC compound, and you have very high profile there, and then the other cannabinoid profiles are less in that plant. So there's trace amounts or some elevated amounts, but it's a smaller grouping. When you look at the hemp plant, cannabinoids in that plant, like CBD, are the predominant ones. They have a lot of high levels of CBD. You'll see other profiles also being very identified as like CBG and CBN and CBC. And these guys are definitely the larger profiles that sit in a hemp plant, where then THC is at the bottom. So it's just they're kind of flip-flopped, if you will. They're opposites of each other that way.
Okay.
But they do have the same profile listings. They do bear the same groupings.
So I've heard that CBD can provide significant health benefits. Specifically, what are they and what ailments are they effective in treating?
Sure. Let me. Sorry, Brad. So obviously in our space today, there's nothing right now that you can really kind of identify to medical claims as far as what CBD is doing for you, but there's a lot of benefit that comes along with it, where it provides support to a lot of different ailments that people are facing. There's things that you're benefiting from, like where CBD can help with pain or inflammation or anxiety or other autoimmune disorders and so on, where it's providing support to somebody's body to help alleviate some of those high level issues or concerns that they may be facing.
All right, let's talk about the types of CBD oil that are out there on the marketplace. So tell us about full spectrum and the benefits.
Sure. So there's three major styles of CBD that are sitting in the market right now. The most commonly seen or heard of is probably just CBD as being a single profile product, where that's CBD isolate. And
what's an isolate?
Isolate is where they are creating the world of the pharmaceutical style product, where they're using a CO2 extraction method, creating a crystallized compounded product, and that's just one single product or one single profile that's been identified as CBD isolate. And the process is it's a very intense process of how they get to that stage, and it's a very stripped down process. It's in the idea of full spectrum, broad spectrum, and isolate. It is the most accessible. Overall, probably the least effective for that whole effect that you want to happen from taking a full spectrum product compared to an isolate, because full spectrum products are where you have all of the cannabinoid profiles present, and you have all of the active ingredients and all of the nutrients that are coming out of that hemp plant into that oil, where that's going to be the most effective for your body's health. When you then look at other options, there's something called broad spectrum. Broad spectrum is something very similar to full spectrum, but now you're removing the THC profile out of that oil. It's important when you start to talk about that product being used, where you might have a doctor or a practitioner or a human resources department that might want to, allow their workers to utilize a CBD product, but they don't want THC in it. So it's a zero tolerance policy, maybe in their offices. So they remove the THC out. It's good for police or firefighters or sports athletes or anybody that has an issue with having THC within their system. So those are the three major ones, where you have full spectrum, broad spectrum, and then isolates. There are also other isolated compounds that are coming into the market right now. You're going to start to see it more and more, where you'll see CBG identified as a single profile isolated compound. you'll see CBN, you'll see CBC. And this is all happening because it's all shifting towards the idea that, CBD is not one size fits all, and it's going to become more of a precision care approach. And that's why those isolated compounds do play a key role in what the ultimate end goal is what you want to balance out your health and your body by using CBD.
Okay. I'm hearing out there that if you consume a large amount of CBD, you could test positive for THC.
So that would be more in the world of full spectrum, yes. Because of that 0.3% or less of dry weight THC that can exist in these products, over time you can build up enough THC in your system that can throw a positive drug test. It's there's a lot of people right now that are working very hard to figure out the right kind of test that will identify low levels of THC and higher amounts of CBD, whereas right now it's reverse. So, but yes, it can, because the way that the CBD works is a half-life in your body versus the way that THC works. THC, once you ingest it once or smoke it once, it's in your body for 30 days. Yeah. And that's why. So now you're building it up.
It gets in your hair too, doesn't it?
It gets in your hair, it gets in your nails, it gets in everything. Yeah. But it's now a part of your body for 30 days, unless you metabolize very quickly.
Yeah, okay.
So I have an analogy that maybe you could tell me if I'm thinking right here for full spectrum versus broad spectrum versus isolate. So I'm thinking a full spectrum analogy might be like the multivitamin of the CBD full spectrum world, because you've got multiple numbers. I think it's over 113 different profiles in a full spectrum product.
And even growing and more and more.
Okay.
Yeah.
And then in a single vitamin, like a vitamin B6, that would be like an example of the isolate. I mean, it's just that product. D. So correct. It's just CBD in that sense, whereas the full spectrum has CBD, CBG, and all those other profiles with it.
Correct, 100%.
Okay, we're going to take a break here, listening to Health Matters with the Medicine Center Pharmacy.
You're listening to Health Matters with the Medicine Center Pharmacy and your hosts, pharmacists Paul White and Brad White. Remember, you can get more information right now by visiting medshoprx.com. That's medshop.rx.com. We'll be back with more of Health Matters with the Medicine Center Pharmacy in just a moment.
Is CBD oil right for you? That may seem like a simple question, but the answers don't come from a convenience food store or a mall kiosk. Your Medicine Center pharmacist is the most accessible healthcare professional. Our pharmacists have been trained to provide expert CBD oil information to tailor therapies like CBD capsules, tinctures, lotions, and ointments to your particular need. We have the highest quality, organic, Colorado-grown, non-GMO, full-spectrum CBD oil products. Visit the Medicine Center pharmacies in Canton, Louisville, Minerva, or New Philadelphia.
With a heart attack, every second counts. Every moment the blood supply to your heart is cut off or reduced leads to heart damage or death. Mercy Medical Center can stop a heart attack in record time. Mercy is the only hospital in the nation that can open a blocked artery right in the ER, just minutes after arrival, saving lives and preventing further heart muscle damage. That's because Mercy's Emergency Chest Pain Center was America's first to achieve full accreditation and the first to install a fully functional cardiac catheterization lab just a few steps away from our ER doors. The average time in the U.S. from ER arrival to opening of a blocked heart artery is 64 minutes. At Mercy, thanks to our ER cath lab and the area's most experienced emergency heart care team, it's faster. We're capable of opening a blocked artery in as little as 5 minutes. If you have heart attack symptoms, get to Mercy. We can stop a heart attack in record time. To learn more, visit cantonmercy.org/heart.
It's a winter wonderland at Studio Arts and Glass. Our annual holiday open house now through Thanksgiving. Take 20% off your entire order. Hand-blown glass ornaments, your Santas, jewelry, come make a wreath or a glass snowflake. 20% off your entire order. See our extended holiday hours at studioartsandglass.com. Shop local this holiday season.
Are you tired of spending time sorting your medication? Hi, pharmacist Paul White for the Medicine Center Pharmacy. Whether you are a caregiver or personally take medications, our pill packets will change how you take your medication forever. Instead of multiple pill bottles, you'll want to receive one easy dispensing box that contains all of your medications in individual packets. Organized by date, time, with instructions clearly labeled, it's simple, convenient, and safe. Call or stop by your local Medicine Center pharmacies in Canton, Louisville, Minerva, and New Philadelphia, where wellness begins. Welcome back to Health Matters with the Medicine Center Pharmacy. Brad and I are discussing CBD oil with Chris Jurist from Imbue Botanicals. Have a question, post it on our live Facebook feed or give us a call at 330-450-1480.
All right, Chris, let's talk about where does the products that your CBD oil products are made from come from?
Sure. We do everything in Colorado. We're an all Colorado company. We grow our hemp about 50 miles southwest of Colorado Springs area. We grow at 7,600 feet. We do that purposely. We grow at that height because we get a lot more UVA light. That UVA light will drive up the cannabinoid profiles, the terpene profiles, and make that oil more effective and more potent. So we really also like the environment from a rich agricultural aspect. The air and the soil are really clean and rich in nutrient in the soils. So we feel that Colorado is the best environment for us to grow our hemp and then extract and process there in Colorado Springs as well.
All right, so I've learned from you a term, seed to shelf. So share with our listeners what seed to shelf means in chain of custody.
Yeah, so seed to shelf is where we are completely managing the process from the time it's at the farm all the way to the time it actually hits the counters or the shelves. We own that chain of custody very proudly because of our partners in our processing center and our farms that we're working with. So we do not own the farms, but we do work directly with them through our processing center. And it's important, though, to know every aspect of where your hemp is coming from, how you're extracting and formulating, and the process in which you're testing things, and how you're formulating, and making sure that all of those processes are under one roof and always visible to you so you can manage it properly. So, we're very proud that we do own the chain of custody of our products.
Talk about how your oil is processed.
Yes, so there's several different ways to extract and process your oil. We choose the RSO method, which has been basically dubbed in our industry of what we're doing, which is a cold press ethanol soak extraction. We find that is going to be the best method overall to protect and encapsulate all of those nutrients and cannabinoid profiles so that our oil is most effective. CO2 extraction to us is in our space specifically, even though it's a very good process, whether it's supercritical or subcritical extraction, it's a very tough process. It's a very vulnerable oil. So, the more pressure you put it under, the more solvents you include into it, changing from heat to pressure, and all of these different things can affect the structure of the molecules. And we want to make sure that we're keeping all of that intact, and keeping all of those things intact will mean that your oil at the end of the day will be more effective for your customers or your patients that will be taking it.
Is it fair to say that the finest essential oils in the marketplace are extracted in the same fashion you use to do your CBD oil?
Yes, 100%.
Okay.
Yep. Historically, if you look back at any high-level essential oils, they've all been extracted through ethanol extraction.
And I know we have patients that have a lot of faith in how essential oils can help contribute to their health. So I think that's an interesting analogy that it's done in a similar fashion.
Yes, 100%.
So what about, tell me about like different types of products. I see you've got tinctures and you've got capsules and some lotions. Can you talk about the different dosage forms and maybe some benefits that are based on the delivery system?
Yeah, absolutely. At Imbue, we do 41 different products right now currently. We keep, expanding and doing different things for different areas, for certain people that want, certain products to help benefit their health. But we do tinctures, we do capsules, we do lotions and different salves, and we do gummies and, We even have a whole pet product line. We just always are, thinking about how can we help everybody around us. But the dosaging and the different products that are available for people, those are interesting conversations because I feel like they're very personal. It's not one size fits all. It's not just walk into the store and I have this issue or concern going on, and I'm just going to take a 10 milligram capsule and it's going to be fine. It's really not designed that way. We all metabolize differently. We all absorb things differently. We all have different diets. We all have different vitamins and nutrients that sit within our bodies, and those all play a key role in how these products will perform for each and every one of us. So going back to my comment earlier, I believe that it's becoming more of a precision care approach where having discussions with your customers or your patients and walking through the process of understanding, what ailment they're facing and where they want support, what level of that ailment they're going through, and then starting to figure out what's going to work best for them. Tinctures are very versatile because you're able to, titrate up and titrate down or take half in the morning and half at night, and you can even microdose yourself throughout the day. And the tinctures will also absorb differently than the way that a capsule would work. Capsules are kind of that idea and historically of take one and done and, you move on, but there is benefit to the capsule as well. For maybe more chronic issues that you might see that you want to target, where the tinctures might also be working better for somebody where it's something that's more onset. But yeah, there's a product for everybody, and there's a discussion that I believe needs to take place to make sure you get somebody on the right pathway.
So you mentioned stuff for pets. Just for fun, are your pets products, are they topicals and like oral products too, or how do you design those?
Yeah, absolutely. So we design the pet products the same way that we design our people products. So there are no extra ingredients or changes or things that will, be different for that pet. And we do offer tinctures for them. We do offer capsules for the pets. We do offer a lotion or a salve and a balm for them as well. So there are the same type of options available. They do have, very similar systems as we do. They do have an ECS system, which is your endocannabinoid system, and where these products make a real connection to better their health as well.
My favorite part is that you have equine and horse products. I think that's pretty slick.
Yes, we do. Yes, we do. Very strong stuff.
So, all right. We've talked about a lot of stuff here already. What's CBD oil for?
What's CBD oil for?
I mean, why do we use this? Why do we buy this? Well, what kind of treatment
So I think at the end of the day, CBD oil is good for your body regardless, whether you're a very healthy person or you have issues and concerns going on. It's a great product to take just for overall health and maintenance, kind of like how you would take, something like a multivitamin or you're taking ginger every day in your diet because it's good for your immune system. It falls into the category of that it's a good thing for your body just in general to help bring balance to your receptors, and it's just an overall health approach. It gets amplified by the idea that, you can really use it for many different ailments or health concerns where it can provide that support and help, be a healthy additive or alternative to, some of the things that are going on in your life that you would normally be taking, medicines or over-the-counter type products for. So there's a lot of benefit to it.
Okay. So my arm hurts or I have Parkinson's disease or whatever. I mean, will it help?
Well, I would say yes, but one of the things that we do always tell anybody that we work with is always consult with your doctor, right? We want you to always have those conversations with your doctor, with your pharmacist, because it's very important that those discussions take place at the highest level. But yes, can these products provide benefit or support? 100%. But you definitely want to, speak and consult with your doctors because, these products are, designed to help support. They're not considered a cure-all. It's more of a support and alternative to a lot of different things that you might be facing.
Okay. it's time for a break. I want to kind of touch back on this when we come back to the break, okay?
Sure.
Is that good?
Yeah.
It is the bottom of the hour, time for the news. Thanks for listening to Health Matters with the Medicine Center Pharmacy.
You're listening to Health Matters with the Medicine Center Pharmacy and your hosts, pharmacists Paul White and Brad White. Remember, you can get more information right now by visiting medshoprx.com. That's medshop.rx.com. We'll be back with more of Health Matters with the Medicine Center Pharmacy in just a moment.
WHBC AM Canton, reliable as ever on News Talk 1480 WHBC.
From the News Talk 1480 WHBC newsroom, a 37-year-old Akron man is dead in an accident in Lawrence Township. Police say that Antoine Scott was trying to avoid a deer. He swerved, lost control, and his vehicle rolled over. Police were called to the Alliance home of Robert Collins Jr. for threatening to shoot the family dog. When they got there, police say he was consuming alcohol. The biggest problem, though, was that he had a felony conviction and was having a gun. A Springfield Township mother is accused of giving her baby daughter alcohol. The 3-month-old tested at a .359 BAC last month, 3 times the legal limit for an adult. She apparently was putting alcohol in her baby bottle. County Commissioner Richard Regula has the biggest smile in town now that the U.S. Department of Transportation has $18 million for the Route 30 project.
It's a big step in the right direction. We have a lot of work to do. There's no question about it.
The grants combined should cover about 20 to 25% of the overall cost of the Trump Avenue to 44 portion. Design and environmental work has already begun. Regula hopes that more work can start within the next 2 years. In sports, high school football playoff action tonight right here on 1480 WHBC. McKinley hosts Solon as our Sarshone Ford radio game of the week. Our WHBCSports.com game, Perry hosts Hudson. We'll also have reports on Massillon and Warren Harding, Jackson at Euclid, and Alliance at Hoban. Tomorrow night, we'll have St. Thomas at Toronto on WHBC and reports on Sandy Valley at Kirtland. More news coming up at 10 o'clock. I'm Pam Cook.
It's time.
Oh, it's about that time. You feeling it?
Your chance to win $1,000. Fall into cash.
And this hour's Fall into Cash word that wins is SACK. S-A-C-K. SACK.
Listen for the fall cash word at 40 past every hour, 6 a.m. to midnight. Go to WHBC.com to enter the word, and that's it. Because on 1480 WHBC, you can fall into cash.
Hi, this is Brad White from the Medicine Center Pharmacy. Perhaps you've gotten the urge to venture outside and clean up the garage or do some yard work, resulting in muscle aches and pains. If you have sore muscles or aching joints, you may want to consider a prescription pain-relieving cream available with a prescription at the Medicine Center Pharmacy. Our pharmacist can work with you and your physician to get topical pain creams that can be rubbed directly on the source, reducing inflammation and pain. Topical creams avoid troublesome side effects and dependency issues that can be caused by oral medications. The Medicine Center Pharmacy has an accredited compounding laboratory, and it is your source for custom medications. Custom compounded pain-relieving creams, available only at the Medicine Center Pharmacy, where wellness begins. Visit us at medshoprx.com for the pharmacy nearest you. That's medshoprx.com.
Is CBD oil right for you? That may seem like a simple question, but the answers don't come from a convenience food store or a mall kiosk. Your Medicine Center pharmacist is the most accessible healthcare professional. Our pharmacists have been trained to provide expert CBD oil information to tailor therapies like CBD capsules, tinctures, lotions, and ointments to your particular need. We have the highest quality, organic, Colorado-grown, non-GMO, full-spectrum CBD oil products. Visit the Medicine Center pharmacies in Canton, Louisville, Minerva, or New Philadelphia. Are you tired of spending time sorting your medication? Hi, pharmacist Paul White for the Medicine Center Pharmacy. Whether you are a caregiver or personally take medications, our pill packets will change how you take your medication forever. Instead of multiple pill bottles, you'll want to receive one easy dispensing box that contains all of your medications in individual packets. Organized by date, time, with instructions clearly labeled, it's simple, convenient, and safe. Call or stop by your local Medicine Center pharmacies in Canton, Louisville, Minerva, and New Philadelphia, where wellness begins. Incontinence. Nobody wants to talk about it, but many people have to deal with it. Hi, Paul White for the Medicine Center Pharmacies. We recently made a large purchase of underpads and adult diapers. Many brands are now in stock and all at half price. You can save many dollars by purchasing these incontinence products at the Medicine Center Pharmacies in Canton, Louisville, Minerva, and New Philadelphia. We also have compression hosiery, many brands in stock, and all at gigantic savings. Stop into Medicine Center Pharmacies and save on all your healthcare needs.
Your severe weather station, News Talk 1480 WHBC.
Here's your AccuWeather forecast for today. Cold, a mix of clouds and sunshine, high 37. Tonight, cold with a few clouds, low 23. Chilly tomorrow with some sunshine, the high 41. Plenty of clouds tomorrow night, low 32. Clouds remain for Sunday, high 50. Cloudy and colder on Monday with a high of 38. I'm Brian May for News Talk 1480 WHBC.
You're listening to Health Matters with the Medicine Center Pharmacy. I'm your host and pharmacist, Paul White. Today, Brad and I are discussing the benefits of CBD oil. We've got a lot more to cover this morning, so let's get back to the show.
All right. Well, at the break, we've been talking about all kinds of stuff, so we're excited to have Chris here with us today. And, you know, one of the things that I think is interesting that we've been learning about CBD oil is that it takes kind of a village approach. So we encourage you to talk to our pharmacist to make sure that it's going to work well with the medications you're already taking. So leverage our medical staff at the pharmacy for your benefit so that we can talk more about making sure that you get the right product and it's safe for you.
Okay, we were kind of talking about what you use CBD oil for at the break, and we've got some restraints, but tell us a little bit more.
Yeah, sure. I think when you start to look at the many different things that we face as individuals and the different types of ailments that are out there, and you know, the products that are available to try, whether it's you're taking a pharmaceutical or you're taking something for OTC, you know, over the counter to try to help alleviate, relieve those issues or concerns. There's always, you know, different options out there where someone's telling you to use this cream or this lotion or take this aspirin or take these types of products.
This works better. This doesn't work better. All
exactly.
That stuff.
Exactly.
Hey, I think part of one of the things in my career the entire time is it just seems like people, almost everybody has some sort of a pain, you know, like an ache or you know, they buy liniments, they buy all kinds of things, and there was actually a trend about 10 years ago where this one company makes this horse liniment, and it was really, I mean, it was hot and hot.
Yeah.
It was selling, we were selling a lot of it, but it really burned when you put it on your body.
Yeah. The reality is that, you know, people really want relief. They want products that can help them, and they want products that are not going to damage their bodies, and they don't want to take 5 and 7 and 10 different medicines when they're really suffering and they're looking for support. And I think it's probably one of the beautiful things about independent pharmacies and compounding pharmacies across the country is, you know, that personal connection to the customer still happens, where those conversations still happen, and where they come in and you know so much about them and they really come to you for that support. I think one of the biggest reasons why Imbue works within the independent pharmacy, compounding pharmacy space is because of those things, and directing them to products like ours and finding the product that will work for them, whether it is someone who is suffering from elbow pain and knee pain or back pain or joint pain or whatever it may be, and applying and using our lotion or our salves to help reduce, you know, those issues or concerns by, you know, whether it's inflammation or just nerve pain or something that's bothering them. This can provide that support to them along with maybe something else that they might be using, but have a nice healthy additive put into their life that's really going to give them the benefit that they want rather than the Band-Aid. And I think that there's also, many other options, of course, for someone who might be suffering from other types of health concerns, whether, it's eczema or psoriasis or shingles or whatever it may be from a topical standpoint. Those lotions and salves still can provide some of that support. And then when you look at things that are more of an internal approach, there are a lot of options out there as well, where we have tinctures in our capsules that can provide some support to, someone that might be suffering from an autoimmune disorder, or, someone that is suffering from even going back into that neuropathy type of concerns or issues, where these products are providing support and reducing some of those concerns, and reducing some of those inflammations and things that are going on in their body. This can provide help.
Okay. Tinctures, capsules. Why would I use a tincture over a capsule or the other, or vice versa?
Yeah, tinctures and capsules, they both provide a certain amount of benefit, and there is a bit of preference as well. The versatility of a tincture is important, I think, for people being able to manage the amount a lot more. And also going back to what I said earlier about, something that might be a little bit more of an onset because of how when tinctures are being used, how quickly it absorbs and reacts. And then where a capsule, it might take a little bit longer for it to kick in, but you might have a more prolonged effect overall. So something that might be more chronic, chronic concerns.
And the tincture would be absorbed in the buccal sacs inside your mouth, under your tongue, all that sort of thing. So boom, it goes right in your bloodstream.
Correct. And we're not using MCTs or coconut oils in our product. So we have a really quick absorption with the delivery method that we're using.
Okay. So how do I figure out what dose I should take? Because I know you have various strengths in the capsules, and even the tincture. You can vary the tincture strength too.
Yeah. Dosing, like I said earlier, it's an interesting piece, because you really want to have the conversation with your pharmacist. You want to have the conversation with your doctor, whoever is actually providing the CBD products to you, because it's not one size fits all. We're all different. We all absorb and metabolize differently. We all have different diets. We all have different nutrients and vitamins that sit within our bodies. And that's one element. The other element is, what's the severity of your health concern, or issue that you're trying to target and get some relief from. And you can then start to kind of dial in, if you will, to that point where, should I be on the 10 milligram capsule, or should I be on the 500 milligram tincture, which is ultimately 16.67 milligrams of CBD when you do take it, because that's how it breaks out in the tincture bottles. But what is the right one for me? And that's where another reason why that environment in which we work in as a company, with doctors and practitioners and pharmacists and naturopaths and integrative medicine world, and working with the compounding pharmacies and independent pharmacies, is that the education element of this space is so important, because without it, you're going to just walk out of your house, and unfortunately, you do see this, as we mentioned earlier, right? You're seeing CBD everywhere, and we don't want our communities, and we don't want the people that really need the support from products like these to be walking into the convenience store or the gas station and buying the CBD that's sitting in there, because that product is not designed properly. It has, in most cases, little to no CBD actually in it. It's mainly CBD isolate. You don't know what synthetics might be sitting within it. And you're just not going to get a quality product, and you're not going to get the right reactions, and you don't know what other side effects it might be causing within your body because of the additives or fillers or byproducts that might be sitting within those products.
I have a question here, but I think we've kind of already covered it, and that's how safe are your products? How safe are your products, I guess?
Yeah, and I think that starts with, our certificates of analysis. It starts, back where we're beginning this whole process, where, we are doing tissue and soil samples on our plants at the farm. We're doing microbial, residual, potency, spectrum testing. We're doing arsenics, metals, and pesticides. And we're also doing terpene testing. So we're doing a battery of certificates of analysis that come along with our product. And on the back of every single one of our products has our batch numbers and a QR code that directly connects you to our certificates of analysis so that you can see how we're performing as a company and the products that we're putting out into the market are safe for you to be taking. Beyond that part of it, which is such a key part, is now the formulations of these products. The more you add in to these products, the more concerns you have, like most things. The more things you put into something is the more chance you have for interaction or concerns that it might not work with somebody's body.
Sure.
So we keep our products very, very clean, and they're designed that way for limiting any type of interaction that could possibly happen. But also we want the right absorption and reaction to really provide the benefits that these products can offer.
So we had a question from a caller a little bit ago about does the product have an odor or a taste to it? So can you speak to the hemp taste?
Yeah, so in our tinctures, we are not using any artificial flavorings or colors or things like that that are put into it. We're using all natural terpenes and other ingredients that are put into these. The taste that you will get, yes, you will taste a hemp taste in that product. On top of that, because of the vegetable glycerin that we're using, it has its own natural sugar content, sweetener in it, if you will. It's not an additive. It's already existing in that vegetable glycerin of where we're extracting that glycerin from. So it does have a natural sweetener to it. So it's pleasant to the taste, and do expect it to taste like hemp because it is ethanol extracted. It's not CO2. CO2 will typically strip down the flavor from that plant. Rather, the ethanol is going to leave all of those natural hemp flavor terpene profiles in there, so you're going to taste it, which a lot of people actually like, and some people they may not be used to it, so they don't know if they like it in the beginning. But as you do it, you start to enjoy it.
Why would we use the lotion over the salve or the salve over the lotion?
No, it's a great question. Think of the salves more of the world of the ointments, right?
Sure.
It's more of a localized approach. Our salves also do have a bit more CBD in it, full spectrum CBD in it. So it's a higher concentrated level. So if you look at our lotions to our two salves, it kind of works in the line of even all of our product line, where if you look at the milligrams in each one of our product, it's kind of the idea of slight to moderate to extreme, right? Of how you can utilize the milligrams for what potential, issue that you might be targeting. The difference between the lotion and the salve, at the end of the day, they have the same ingredient profile. It's just that the salve has beeswax in it where the lotion does not. So the topical from a standpoint of lotion is going to be able to be spread more thoroughly and evenly throughout your body. Sure. And just a larger surface area, where the salves are definitely going to be more targeted, specific area, that you might be going after.
Wouldn't the lotion be better absorbed?
With regards to absorption, the difference between the beeswax not being there versus it being there, you will get a quicker absorption with the lotion, but not a better absorption overall. It just may take a little bit longer.
Longer for the salve.
Yeah,
okay.
they're designed to actually absorb in rather than sit on top. We're using specific ingredients that are ensuring that absorption rate, and we're using really unique ingredients for our lotions and salves that are all natural botanicals that are going to be very effective as well.
Okay, before we hit the break, I wanted to read a testimonial that a member just called in, and they said that an 86-year-old gentleman said that CBD oil took the pain away in his legs and improved his mobility. So I'd frankly like to talk to him and learn a little bit more about how he did that, but that's exciting to hear.
Well, our final break is here. You're listening to Health Matters with the Medicine Center Pharmacy.
You're listening to Health Matters with the Medicine Center Pharmacy and your hosts, pharmacists Paul White and Brad White. Remember, you can get more information right now by visiting medshoprx.com.
It's a winter wonderland at Studio Arts and Glass. our annual holiday open house now through Thanksgiving. Take 20% off your entire order. Hand-blown glass ornaments, your Santas, jewelry, come make a wreath or a glass snowflake. 20% off your entire order. See our extended holiday hours at studioartsandglass.com. Shop local this holiday season.
Is CBD oil right for you? That may seem like a simple question, but the answers don't come from a convenience food store or a mall kiosk. Your Medicine Center pharmacist is the most accessible healthcare professional. Our pharmacists have been trained to provide expert CBD oil information to tailor therapies like CBD capsules, tinctures, lotions, and ointments to your particular need. We have the highest quality, organic, Colorado-grown, non-GMO, full-spectrum CBD oil products. Visit the Medicine Center pharmacies in Canton, Louisville, Minerva, or New Philadelphia.
With a heart attack, every second counts. Every moment the blood supply to your heart is cut off or reduced leads to heart damage or death. Mercy Medical Center can stop a heart attack in record time. Mercy is the only hospital in the nation that can open a blocked artery right in the ER, just minutes after arrival, saving lives and preventing further heart muscle damage. That's because Mercy's Emergency Chest Pain Center was America's first to achieve full accreditation and the first to install a fully functional cardiac catheterization lab just a few steps away from our ER doors. The average time in the U.S. from ER arrival to opening of a blocked heart artery is 64 minutes. At Mercy, thanks to our ER cath lab and the area's most experienced emergency heart care team, it's faster. We're capable of opening a blocked artery in as little as 5 minutes. If you have heart attack symptoms, get to Mercy. We can stop a heart attack in record time. To learn more, visit cantonmercy.org/heart.
Incontinence. Nobody wants to talk about it, but many people have to deal with it. Hi, Paul White for the Medicine Center Pharmacies. We recently made a large purchase of underpads and adult diapers. Many brands are now in stock and all at half price. You can save many dollars by purchasing these incontinence products at the Medicine Center Pharmacies in Canton, Louisville, Minerva, and New Philadelphia. We also have compression hosiery, many brands in stock, and all at gigantic savings. Stop into Medicine Center Pharmacies and save on all your healthcare needs. You're listening to Health Matters with the Medicine Center Pharmacy. I'm your host and pharmacist, Paul White. Today, Brad and I are discussing the benefits of CBD oil. We've got a lot more to cover this morning, so let's get back to the show. Can you tell us a little bit about the founders of the company, your company?
Yes.
Their backgrounds.
Yeah. So there's 3 of us right now that are the majority owners, managing members of the company. Two of the members specifically, Tom Bauer and Paul Caudell, they started the company from the very beginning, before myself coming into the company. And Tom has an extensive background in many different areas, but primarily he worked for 20 plus years in the pharmaceutical space. So he really understands the formulations and how to put these products together, the right ingredients, what's going to offer the best absorption, the best bioavailability. And, that's how we've designed these products. And then also on top of it, making sure that they're the safest, the most organically driven product, the safest product. And, he's really kind of the brains behind those formulations. And Paul, on his side, Paul's really our operations guy. He's the gentleman that, has put together our packaging, our marketing, our design feel, where, he's really has a marketing background and where he's brought that to the table for us and as well as, like I said, the operations approach. And we've really, developed the company together, the 3 of us, and we all have different expertise where we kind of converge into the middle to really manage the company from a high level and work extremely well together.
Great. We had another question from a caller at the break, and they're a healthcare professional, and they're interested in exploring the benefits of CBD oil, but they're concerned about drug testing in their workplace. So can you touch on your new product line for that?
Yeah, absolutely. So when we were discussing earlier about the 3 types of CBD that are out there, full spectrum, which is it does have all the cannabinoid profiles, that THC included, the 0.3% or less of dry weight, the legal limit on the 2018 Farm Bill. Then going down to the broad spectrum products, which are all of the cannabinoid profiles as well, minus the THC profile. which is the product that's probably becoming one of the most popular that's out there for certain industries where people want to take these products, get the benefits of them, but they're concerned about drug testing in their workplace. The human resources departments do have a zero tolerance policy with THC, or whether it be a doctor, a practitioner, a firefighter, a policeman, military, sports athletes, even a CDL license driver. These guys want benefits as well, like the rest of us, but they need an option. So that's why broad spectrum products exist. You do have to be careful, though, about broad spectrum products in the market. Some companies tell you that they're broad spectrum and they're zero THC. When you check after a certain decimal point out, it still does have a trace amount. So you want to be very careful when you're taking the right product, that you're really looking at the C of A, that the THC is not present. You want to make sure it's not there, because if you even have a trace amount that's in there, that over time, maybe it's not 60 days, but maybe it's 120, that it can still show up enough where it triggers a positive test. So you want to be careful still. There are some companies out there that say they're zero THC, but it's really just non-detectable. This is zero THC. So it's important for people to know that and understand that.
So I know that Imbue Botanicals has a relationship with the LDN Research Trust, and can you share with our listeners what the LDN Research Trust is and how it complements CBD in your space that you're in? That's a great thing. We're very proud of our connection to the LDN Research Trust. LDN, standing for low dose naltrexone, has shown unbelievable similarities and has tremendous synergies with the world of CBD and how they are complementing each other and working with each other. The LDN Research Trust is a trust that was formed by Linda Ellsgood. She's from the UK, where she has seen major benefits in the low-dose naltrexone space and how it applies to, I believe it's over 160 different ailments that LDN does connect to and provide tremendous support to, and has, like I said, a lot of similarities to how CBD works, because it's working on a multi-receptor approach through your endorphins, as full spectrum CBD is working on multi-receptor approach through your endocannabinoid system, your ECS system. So when these two are taken together, they actually can perform better, and the benefits that we're now seeing more and more in the seminars and discussions that we're having more and more around these two spaces is just been unbelievable, and the benefits are definitely exciting. Being a part of the LDN Research Trust has been great. We partnered on with them to be supportive to them, to donate back to the trust for any products that are sold through them, and any wholesale accounts or things like that have been signed up, where the proceeds get donated back to the trust. So it's an exciting partnership for us, mainly connected to a lot of compounding pharmacies across the country, specifically with you guys as well. I know that you're a big part of it. So there's exciting times ahead for CBD and LDN. So, final word for CBD. Got like 40 seconds. What's coming? Anything cool?
From us?
Yeah.
We're always trying to elevate the game. We're always trying to come out with new products. I think it's important right now to differentiate yourself in this space, as we're seeing it's getting pretty saturated. I think we'll see more and more companies trying to come out with special products or special things. So we do have a few tricks up our sleeve to keep everybody on their toes, but we're very excited about what we've done, in the space so far and what the future lies for us. But we're very proud of our company. Thanks for having me.
Appreciate you being here.
Thanks for having me.
Thanks very much, Chris Jurist, owner and vice president of Imbue Botanicals. Special thank you to our sponsor, Studio Arts and Glass, Mercy Medical Center, and our technical producer, J.D. DeAngelis. If you have a medical condition, please consult your healthcare professionals for guidance. As always, thank you, listeners, for joining us on Health Matters with the Medicine Center Pharmacy. We're early. It's cold out today.
Thank you for joining us for this edition of Health Matters with the Medicine Center Pharmacy and your hosts, your pharmacists Paul White and Brad White. Remember, you can get more information right now at medshoprx.com. That's medshop.rx.com. Be sure to join us next Friday at this time for Health Matters with the Medicine Center Pharmacy. The preceding program was sponsored by the Medicine Center Pharmacies.
Get the podcast at WHBC.com.
Spotlight with Pam and Gail.